Good evening, all.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, very good evening.
Good evening.
So it's almost time. Let's start the session. So today is going to be the final session for inventory and like logistics, supply chain management. So from next week onwards, like we will be like switching on to a new topic. Okay, so from next week onwards, the accounting. Okay, we will be going to see about all the account related, like terms and topics and like how accounting functions and what are all the branches of accounting and how it is related with each other. Okay. So, since this is going to be the last session of this particular subject, that is inventory, production, logistics, and SCM, do you have any doubts as of now before we like start the session? We have seen at least like 4 to 5 sessions for this particular subject. Do you find any difficulty in understanding the concepts, or do you feel that any particular important aspect is like left out, or important topic is left out?
Yeah, mom. It's be better when you send to me the season 4 and 5 PDF sheet. It's be better we can re-study in house. But
Sure,
till
sure.
now I don't receive.
Okay, actually, I have forwarded, but there was a technical issue, like while forwarding it to you guys, okay? So when the representatives were trying to forward it, there was some, like technical issue they were facing. So no, don't worry. Today you will be getting all the, whatever you have missed, whatever sessions material you have missed, you'll be getting it. And then
It's okay, mom. Thank you. I should be receiving, inshallah.
you're welcome. Yes. Okay. So we will have an doubt clearing session at the end of today's session. Maybe we will take like 5 to 7 minutes at the end. Okay, so let's start. So let's see about the difference between the first party logistic providers, second party, third party, fourth party, and fifth party logistics providers. Okay, so have you heard this term I mean UAE is it is like mostly known for its like logistic activities. Okay, so it's very famous. And without logistics, like nothing is nothing is now happening in UAE, not only in UAE, take any part of the world. Okay, so without logistics, like nothing is being transported, nothing will be like moved from one place to another place, whether it's goods or service. So have you heard this term before, the first party logistic providers or the third party logistic providers in the market?
Yes, ma'am. We
Yeah,
have
you
three.
have. Okay, good, good. So, can you give a small definition of this term according to you? I don't need an exact definition. So, according to you, what is the difference between these logistic providers?
Actually, I'm from production field, and so I'm not that much familiar with logistics. But we have 3PL, third-party logistics, where it's a contract based. Where in our site we will not have the enough space for all these logistics activities, so it will be handled by a third party.
Mhm.
So as soon as the production finishes, it will be shifted to this third-party logistics, and from there the dispatch activities happens.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Shijil. In fact, production is more related to logistics. Usually they say when the goods or no raw materials are transported into the production unit, it's called transportation logistics. And when the production is happening, it's termed as in-process logistics in the production unit. And when the goods are taken out from the production unit, that is once the goods or it has completed the process, whether it's a semi-finished product or a full product, a complete product. So when the goods are taken out from the production unit to the storage unit or to final disbursement, so that's called as distributive logistics. So production is more related to logistics is a part of the production, in another words. Okay, so let's see one by one. So what does these part logistic provider terms means, and what is the difference? So the first party logistic providers, they are called as market giants. They are the lead market, lead parties in the industry. That is, all the activities in the supply chain is taken care by them. That is, what are the activities in supply chain? So procurement, choosing the right supplier, choosing the right material, doing the procurement process, transporting the products to the production or the warehouse location, storage, and processing the product, manufacturing the product, and packaging, labeling, price fixing, and everything. And when the market is demanding the product, customer is demanding the product, transporting the product, distributing the product to the market or to the customer through distribution channel. So this is the supply chain activities. These are the supply chain activities. So when an organization, a company takes care of all these activities by itself, it means the company chooses its own supplier, and the company the company procures its raw materials from the supplier, that is with the help of the procurement manager in the organization, and transporting the products to the production unit. That means the company has its own transportation vehicle. Okay, and they have this own transportation vehicle, as well as they have this own production plant. And once the production is complete, the products are taken to the storage location. And again, it means the company has its own warehouse. The warehouse is owned by the company. And finally, again, distribution to the market. So the company is having its own contacts and relationships with the distribution channels, retailers, suppliers, or other distributors or market users. So when the company organization takes care of all the supply chain activities by itself, so that organization is called as the first party logistic provider in the market. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? Yeah. Okay. So second party logistic provider. Here, the company takes care of all the activities, but the only thing is the company doesn't have its own transportation vehicle. It doesn't have its own transportation. Okay, so for transporting the products from the procurement, from the origin to the point of destination, no, like maybe, from the procurement place to the production place, and from the production place to the warehouse or the storage unit, and from the warehouse to the market or to the customers, no, like point of sales. So wherever the transportation is happening, the company is no like depending on a third party agency. That is, the transportation activity is outsourced to a third party agency who takes care of the transportation. So here, the transportation agency is considered as the second party logistic provider for the company. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in first party logistics, the company itself is called the first party logistic provider. But in second party logistics, the transportation agency which takes care of the transportation of activity on behalf of the company, so they are called as the second party logistic provider for the company. Clear?
Yeah,
Okay.
this
And
one
then
is
coming
look like
to
it look like Ramex and FedEx like that.
Yeah, yes. FedEx, no, they don't. They mostly they have their own transportation vehicle. FedEx, they have their own airlines. They have their own, like cargo ships, and they have their own other, like road transportation vehicles. They do have their own, but sometimes, sometimes in remote localities, like where they couldn't have their own transportation, so they outsource the transportation work to another transportation agency. So in those places, like those transportation agencies or the second party logistic provider for FedEx UPS. Clear?
That's now clear.
Yeah. So coming to third party logistic providers. Here, the company takes care of all the activities, but two things, they miss out. One is transportation and the second one is warehousing. They don't have their own transportation and they don't have their own warehouse. So these two activities, they are outsourcing to a third party agency. Okay. So some third party agency in the market takes care of transportation and no storage of the products on behalf of the company. So that is agency is considered called as the third party logistic provider for the company. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So simple, like we don't have to know like um yeah. And fourth party logistic provider, they are otherwise called as lead logistics providers. So what these people do is, so this fourth party logistic providers, like they are in the market and they do have the contacts, they have the contacts with the other 3PL and 2PL parties in the market. For example, a business person, like who's selling the product, maybe in Kochi, okay? So when the person is, like doing the business, within Kochi, so if the person is having his or her own transportation vehicle or own warehousing unit, so then, like that person is the first party logistic provider. Now, if the person doesn't have own transportation vehicle and he is outsourcing the activity to an outside agency, so that agency is a second party logistic provider to that business person. Now he is now like outsourcing transportation as well as the warehousing activity to a third party agency. And again, the third party agency is a 3PL provider to the business person. Now, the customer wants to expand the business. Say, other than Kochi, he wants to know or she wants to expand the business in like other parts, like in Kozhikode or Thrissur or like Kottayam or like Coimbatore, wherever. Okay, now this person is planning to expand the business and he or she wants to set up a warehouse transportation, everything, in that particular district or in that particular city. So, for that reason, he will be or no, she will be contacting the 4PL provider in the market. 4PL of Thrissur, 4PL providers in Thrissur or 4PL providers in Kotak. So these 4PL providers will be having a list of all the 3PL providers in Thrissur market or in like a Kottayam market or in like Alappuzha market. Okay. So they will be giving you the list, like, okay, so these are the warehouse providers, these are the transportation providers. So this is their storage cost, this is their transportation cost, and the location, and if it is like transportation, what kind of vehicle they use to transport the goods, and then this is the cost of the final cost of all the activities. So we can, as a business person, we can come up and fix the particular 3PL provider or 2PL provider in the market and inform this 4PL party that okay, fine, I am choosing that particular 3PL provider, so please take my goods to transport my goods to that 3PL provider. Let my goods be in the 3PL provider's warehouse, and let the 3PL provider take care of the transportation and delivery of the products in and around Thrissur district or Kottayam district. So 4PL party providers, they act as mediators between the company and the 3PL providers. So they are the mediators. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Like consultancy, right?
Consultancies, exactly. So, like, if you happen to know, like, if you're planning to buy a house or like rent a house, so what do we do normally do is like we check for like any brokerage agent, right? For like a real estate agent, to buy a house or to rent a house. So they will be coming with like a list of properties, and they will be like giving all the details. We have to tell our preference, like is it like 2 bedroom, one living room, one kitchen? So what is our preference and what is our budget? And like how many people like are we? So accordingly, they will come with a list of properties available for rent or for sale, and we can like go through everything, and finally we can like select any one among that list and inform the real estate agent, and that party will like take care of the other documentation work and fix up everything. So this is how the 4PL parties do in the market. So that's why they are called as lead logistics providers. 1PL, that is the first party logistic providers, they are called as market giants. The fourth party logistic providers, they are called as lead logistic providers.
So,
Clear?
ma'am, one doubt actually, companies like DHL Logistics, which they are dealing with many FMCGs as they are taking care of entire warehousing activity. So they will come under 4PL or is it
See,
2PL?
companies like like DHL, FedEx, and like UPS, like it depends on where they are operating. So if they are operating in US, they are the market giants there. When they are operating in within US, they are the market giants because they have their own warehousing, they have their own transportation vehicles. They know each and every nook and corner of US. They know the marketing channels and everything. So there they are marketing giants, first party logistic providers. But when they are setting up, okay, like their business, like in some other city, in the world, so they cannot like completely rely on buying an old warehouse or like buying all the transportation vehicles. They don't have to take risk. They don't want to take risk actually. So IT companies just the same. So all the IT companies which has base in like US or Europe, they don't have their own building, or they don't have their own transportation vehicle when they are like setting up their offices in countries like India. All they do is like take for lease or rent the property.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so it depends on where they are operating. So we cannot say DHL people or I mean, they do take care only of the 2PL providers, or they are the 2PL providers, or we cannot say UPS, like they are only the first party logistic providers. So in US, of course, they are the first party logistic providers, but in countries like India, they don't have their own warehouses. They don't have their own transportation vehicles. They choose an agency here in India which takes care of the transportation and warehousing activities on behalf of DHL or UPS.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So finally coming to fifth party logistic provider. So in fifth party logistic provider, they are like, what do you say? Agents in the sense like you might have heard about this event managers, right? So what do these event managers or event management people do? All the business, whoever is not giving business to these event management people, all they have to do is give them the idea of what is their expectation and what is their budget. So based on the client's expectation and based on the client's budget or and based on the the number of days or duration of the the final distribution of the product, how long it's going to take, the event managers will know, like the event management people will be taking care of all the activities right from the scratch till the delivery point. So these five-party logistic providers, they do the same. So all the supply chain activities, no, is done on behalf of the organization by these fifth-party logistic providers. Procurement, the fifth-party logistic provider does that. So all this organization has to do with the company business has to do with like invest the money, give them the idea that what is going to be the product, and then though like fixing up the end date. Like this within this particular season, the product has to reach the customer's hand or the product has to be like displayed in the market. So this is the duration, like duration, time, and everything that will be provided to this fifth party logistic providers. So all the supply chain activities, like procuring selecting the right supplier, procuring the product, transporting it to the warehouse and production unit, selecting the production process, like what kind of production process or the best production process, that is also selected by the fifth party logistic provider. And then again transporting to a warehouse and from there through distribution channels and then to the market. And then finally, the last mile delivery to the customer, everything taken care by this fifth party logistic provider. So all the thing the client has to do is pay, invest, provide the idea of like what the product is, and give an end date. That's it. Clear? So they are called as logistics aggregators. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
The differences are clear, right? Okay. So as
Yes, yes.
4PL parties, like they do have the list of all the 3PL and 2PL providers in the market in the same way. The fifth party logistic providers will be like dealing with all the 3PL and 4PL providers in the market. Because these fifth party logistic providers, like there is no need for this fifth party logistic providers to have an office setup. So with the help of a laptop or with they can completely control all the operations, all the activities. They can completely like do it. That is what event management people do, right? So they don't have like an office setup, they don't have anything, or they don't have a registration kind of thing. So there is nothing, I mean, not a proper procedure is followed. Yes. So the same way, this fifth party logistic providers, they don't have a kind of office setup. I mean, it's not mandatory for them to have an office setup. It's not mandatory for them to completely go in an organization setup. So with a laptop and with a mobile phone, like they can operate from anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world they can operate. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good. So first party logistic provider, market giants who takes care of all the supply chain activities by themselves, have their own transportation vehicle, have their own warehouse unit. So they are the market giants. Second party logistic provider or the transportation people, transportation agency to whom the transportation activity is outsourced by the company. Third-party logistic providers or transportation and warehouse providers to whom the company has outsourced the transportation and warehouse activity. Fourth-party logistic providers, they are called as lead logistic providers in the market, and they deal with all the 3PL providers in the market and helps the organization. No, they act as some mediators between the uh, company and the 3PL providers. Fifth-party logistic providers, they are called as logistic aggregators. So they deal with all the 4PL and 5PL providers in the market. And on behalf of the organization, they completely take care of all the supply chain activities. So hope I am clear on the difference between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5PL. We have 6PL. I mean, not exactly in countries like India, but like in Western countries, we do have 6PL, 7PL, or 8PL. No, that is completely their documentation and their the way they receive the goods in their ports that differs. Okay. So the basic five logistic providers are these people. Okay, so let's go to the uh, export. Okay, that is how shipping is done, and you can see all the products. It's being shipped with some kind of markings on them on how to handle the product, what is the product about, the description of the product, and when the product was manufactured, who is the manufacturer, where the product was manufactured. So if it is a perishable product, is there an expiry date and everything? And more than that, symbols like how to handle the product, that will be marked on the carton boxes on the tertiary, package, secondary package, okay, where the products has been, kept. So these marks are very important in any logistics, that is in any transportation. These markings on the cartons or on sometimes on the products itself, it's very, very important because it gives them it makes sure the product is safely transported and no damage or no accidents no happens because on the product or because of the product. The first one is shipping marks. That is, it gives an idea about, I mean, all the information about the sender, who is the manufacturer, who is the receiver of the product, the weight of the product, size, quantity, number of products in one carton box, and everything. Okay. And then comes the information marks. Information marks is like the buyer code, the barcode, and the dimensions of the carton and the dimensions of the product, length, width, and everything, and how the boxes should be, stored and everything. Because carton boxes, you cannot go with any kind of specification, in making carton boxes. So carton boxes, it should come in, some prescribed specifications for easy transportation because that has to be, stacked inside the containers. Okay. So each container, we do have no standardization in containers. We have 10 TU, that is total equivalent units, 10 TU containers, 20 TU containers, 40 TU containers. So why? Because why a standardization has come in containers? Because these containers has to be stacked on the cargo ship. Okay, so that's why these specifications are mandatory. And in the same way, these carton boxes with the units, with the products within it, it has to be stacked inside those containers. So that should be a for specific standardization, in the length, width, and size of the carton box. Okay. So those information marks, that will be printed on the secondary package, that is on the carton box. And then handling marks, how to handle the product. So whether the product should be, lifted from, top onward, top side, or from the, sideways, or whether the product, shouldn't be tilted or turned upside down, or what is the package, what product, it contains. If it is a fragile product, like glasses or porcelain, so that's a fragile product. So no, the carton has to be handled very safely. No, you cannot uh, mostly, you can see, few warehouses, and even in airports, you can see the boxes will be, tossed from one hand to another hand, from one employee to another employee in the cargo terminal. So that shouldn't happen, no, in case of fragile products. So how properly the product or the carton, the packaging has to be handled. So that includes the shipping marks. So here I have taken an example how the shipping marks or the transportation marks are made. So the first one, it represents is a fragile product, that is breakable product, so it should be handled carefully. And the second one is the product should be always lifted from the top. It shouldn't be lifted from the bottom or from the sideways. It should be always from the top, and the product has to be carried the carton shouldn't be tilted. The package shouldn't be tilted. It should be taken straight to it. Okay. And the third symbol represents no hooks should be used for handling the carton or handling the gunny bag or whatever, and protect from heat. It shouldn't be exposed to the direct sunlight. And then do not stack. So shouldn't stack the product one on the other. No, the cartons shouldn't be stacked on the other. And heavy, do not lift. It means no manpower, no personnel should be made use to lift the product, since the product is very heavy. So it may lead to any accident. So always a product has to be handled by any of the material handling equipment, by crane or by pallet jack or by forklift. In any ways, the the product has to be handled, but not by any human. And then stack limitation in units. So maximum, 3 cartons can be stacked on one another and not more than that, because the products the carton which is below the other 2 cartons, the product inside that carton, it may get damaged. So maximum 3 cartons you can stack it up, and not more than that. And then keep dry. It shouldn't get moist. And sling here means, so with the help of the crane hook, you should lift from here. So there will be a marking. And center of gravity. Center of gravity is something you shouldn't tilt the product or tilt the carton. For example, take our washing machines. You shouldn't tilt the carton which has a washing machine, and shouldn't take it out or not transport it, because there will be a drum inside the washing machine, and when the drum touches the the sideways, that will be damaged, totally damaged. So the carton which contains heavier products like washing machine and all, it should be taken as it is. It shouldn't be tilted. This center of gravity should be maintained. And do not roll. You shouldn't roll the carton or roll the product. The stacking limitation, that would be given. Temperature limitations, that would be given. Control temperature, or the product should be kept in room temperature, or how it, in which temperature, the product should be, the carton should be stored. And then clamp here. That is, the product should be clamped in the sideways, and it should be lifted, not from the top or not from the bottom. So sideways, you have to clamp the product and lift it. And then no hand thrust. So few products you shouldn't use hand thrust. So other common signs are dangerous products or flammable products, radiation risk products. So you shouldn't open the carton or expose to sunlight, or the product carton, it shouldn't get collide with the other carton or other product, so these measures has to be taken. So this is all the the handling symbols. It can be it comes under the shipping marks as well. So this is how because this helps the port authorities and the cargo people know on how to handle the product, because the business people know they cannot keep an eye on the product wherever it is going till the last mile delivery. It's not possible at all. So once the product reaches the customs house, or once the product is kept on the delivery truck, it's completely the delivery truck's driver's responsibility or the port authority's responsibility. So these symbols help these people, these port authorities or the cargo handlers, in helping in teaching them how to handle the product safely. Okay. So we are coming to lean principle. So lean principle is it's a kind of what do you say, an art of a balance to work, which has started off in Japan's Toyota manufacturing company production system. The main aim to why they came up with these lean principles is to avoid any excess wastages happening during the supply chain process. That is to eliminate the waste. So these are the 7 principles which was strictly followed by the Toyota production system in Japan. This came in early 1970s or something. Okay, I think even before that. And that was a great success. It was a grand success there, and seriously, that the wastages were completely eliminated, completely reduced, and few scraps they were able to recycle. Again, they were able to recycle and use it for other supply chain activities. So slowly this concept spread to all other production units in Japan, and this became a a huge hit. And this technology was adapted by adopted by the European production companies, and then it moved on to US. And initially, it was in the production, but slowly the other industries also started adopting this lean technology. IT industry, they are following lean technology. The transportation industry, they are following. Even government industry, the educational institutions. So each and every industry, sector, they have adopted these lean principles, this technology, for minimizing the waste, to reduce the carbon imprint in the environment. So the 7 main principles is: eliminate the waste, build quality. So if you build quality to the product, quality in everything, obviously wastes will be eliminated. Create knowledge, that is, create knowledge to the people, whoever is in handling the product, about how to handle it safely, so that no wastages will happen. Defer commitment. So be committed to the work and deliver very fast. I mean, even no time, you're time lagging, that is also a wastage. Okay, so you have to deliver the product as soon as possible to the final customer. Respect people. So whichever designation they are in, respect people in the supply chain activity. Optimize the whole, optimize all the resources, maximize, maximum utilize the resources, whatever resources, whether it's raw materials, whether it's machinery, whether it's a building, or whether it's a manpower, or whether it's a time, the time, uh, where the production work is going on, or no other supply chain activities going on. So maximize the time, optimize the whole, so that the good quality, it's being provided. So these are the 7 main lean principles. So it's a now to know almost every organization around the world, they follow this technology. So you may be asking, so IT industry, how a wastage will be happening. Of course, a wastage will be happening in the cost, and in time, and non-utilization of manpower. And even if a person is available, I mean, a person is recruited for one particular work, but if the person is good at something else, the company forgets the concept that that person has to be involved, made to involve in the work which he or she is good at. Okay, so if that is being forgotten, then like the all the knowledge the person has got or all the skill set the person has got, that is being wasted. So again, it's a drawback to the company as well as to the person. Okay, so that is also considered as a wastage of time and wastage of energy, and like wastage of the skill set of that particular employee. So to avoid everything, so these principles are followed almost by like all the industry around the world. And other than that, I mean, these kind of technologies, it's not coming from the management side. You have to like make this as a note. So this is not imposed by the management to their like employees. So these techniques, these principles and like these the way they work, so the workers and the employees, they came up with all these technologies and all these discoveries to make the environment, where they work, in a very in a very they want to work in a safe environment, or not to make the work they do, whatever work they do, in a very like qualitative manner. So these concepts, it's from the employee side, but not from the management side. Cross training, again, it's another technology, so that after within 2.5 years, almost these particular group of employees will come to know all the in and out operations in an organization through cross training. And then we have is like throughput. Throughput refers to the number of units which comes to a warehouse or comes to the production floor and leaves the production floor. So how much units like passes through the production unit or warehouse unit on a particular day, or no within a week's time or within a month's time. So if the throughput is like very high, it means the company is really maximizing the machineries and the manpower which is like available in the production unit. But if the throughput is like very low, it means like the machineries, the time, the energy, and everything is like being wasted. So to avoid this, if the company has to make sure the throughput is always on the highest side. And then is benchmarking. Benchmarking, you would have heard about this term in, it's a business term actually, management term. So benchmarking is something, comparing your organization or comparing the quality of your work or the quality of your product with the leader in the market. So what that company is good at, what that company's product is, how it is, how their how their company's product is better than our product. So in what ways they are like better, and in what ways they are good, so that comparing yourself with the top-notch company in the industry, and thereby like you're updating yourself, or like creating a quality environment, creating a committed environment in the workplace. So this is like benchmarking. So task interleaving. So task interleaving is a term, like in production floor or in the warehouse unit. Usually when a person, when an employee or a worker or a like forklift truck goes to pick up a product, so what does it do is like it picks that particular product and comes back. Or that person goes, picks the product and like comes back to the packing area, packaging area, or like the scanning area. So, for example, in another, and again in another 10 minutes or in another half an hour, again the person has to go to the same zone, or no, the nearby zone to pick another product. Again, picking the product, again that person comes to the delivery zone. So every time the person is like coming back empty-handed. That is placing the product, coming back empty-handed, or going, retrieving the package, going empty-handed and no retrieving the package and coming back. So this activity, coming back and going empty-handed, this is called as deadheading in production unit or in the warehouse unit. It's termed as deadheading. So to avoid this deadhead, because it's a waste of time, waste of energy. So to avoid this deadheading, task interleaving, like concept is being followed. That is, if the warehouse or the production unit, they will, if they have an idea of within the next half an hour or 1 hour or within next, or from morning to afternoon. So if they have an idea of, how many products, how many orders will be, coming, to the warehouse, or how many units will be, coming for production purpose. So if they have that idea, so it's easy for them to send a person or send a forklift truck with the driver. So that person can pick the product in that particular zone and cover all the zones and pick the necessary products, and then come back. So this completely avoids the deadheading. Otherwise, every time the employee comes back empty-handed, or the employee, goes empty-handed and picks up the product and comes back. So to avoid this, task interleaving is followed. So this is the a graphical representation of how task interleaving is done. So I'll share the PPT. You can just have a look at it. Okay. And then they again, Toko circles, it started off from Japan. So started off from, again, a production unit in Japan. And it's a it's like a quality circle. That is, the employees, the workers, representatives of few representatives of the workers, they held a meeting once in a week or once in a month. They will take some time during the working hours, not outside the working hours, but during the working hours they will have a quick 10-minute meeting or a quick half an hour meeting. So they meet together, discuss all the things which is happening in the production floor or in the warehouse unit, and they will be coming up with what difficulties they have faced, and they will be coming up with suggestions on how to overcome it. And if at all it is necessary, they will have some suggestions, or some requirements that can be they will be taking that to the management to get approval for it. So why this is done by the employees is they don't have to depend on the management for each and everything. So the employees they form a group, they discuss the issues, and they discuss everything. So they come up with the solutions, they solve the problems among themselves. So every time they don't have to approach the management, it's a time waste again. Okay. So only if needed they can approach the management. So again, this is also a big hit, not only in Japan, but in Western countries also. Okay, then comes the OSHA. That is, one second. Yeah. So OSHA is Occupational Safety and Health Administration. So it's organization. It's a non-governmental organization. It was started off in US, United States. United States Department of Labor in 1970. So what is the purpose of this organization? Is they have come up with few rules, regulations, and suggestions on how safely an employee or a worker can work in the production unit or warehouse unit. So, what precautionary measures has to be taken, on what matters the training has to be provided, and how a worker can know be safely be working in the warehouse or production environment. So these are the suggestions given by them. The first one being, the forklifts. That is, what they suggest is, if the forklift is not in use, okay, or the forklift is damaged, or it's repaired, so don't park the forklift within the warehouse. That is inside the warehouse. So always park the vehicle outside the warehouse if it is damaged, okay? or otherwise if the vehicle is not in use, I mean the warehouse people or the production people are not using the forklift for some period of time, so it has to be made sure that the warehouse or forklift should be parked in a very safe zone so that no accidents or no like the workers inside the warehouse or the production unit don't topple on them. Okay. So and then hazard communication, that is all the communication on hazardous materials or how to handle the hazardous materials or inflammable materials or dangerous materials, dangerous products, dangerous stocks. So, or restriction to dangerous areas in the warehouse or production unit. So, this should be communicated to all the employees in the organization. Okay. And then electrical wiring methods. Any loose wires, no, it should be immediately fixed. Any opened sockets, no, it should be immediately replaced with the new one. So there shouldn't be any loose wires. There shouldn't be any wires running on the floor, because while using the forklift or when employees are walking, no, they may a trip on them and no, they may fail and no, they meet with an accident. So precautions should be taken and no, there should be a continuous no, once in a week or once in a month, no, there should be a cross checking has to be done on those fixtures, no, whether to make sure all the connections are good and safe and no, nothing has gone bad. And then electrical and system design. So design the electrical systems in such a way that it is safely operated. Gauging floor and wall openings and holes. Any holes, pit holes on the floor or any wall openings or any gauging floors, no, immediately that should be attended to. Because if there is pit hole, no, because when mostly no, when using this pallet jacks and no forklift machines, there are many chances no that the floor may get damaged. Okay, so immediately no, as soon as possible, no, it has to be rectified. And then exits. Exits is something, no, there should be enough exits in the warehouse or production unit, just in case, no, any fire breakout or something wrong has happened. There should be enough exits so that the employees inside the unit, no, will be, able to escape as soon as possible. So these
It's look
exits,
like
no, it should be
emergency
informed to
exit.
the warehouse. Sorry,
Look like
no,
it's emergency exit.
no, I didn't get you.
The exits, it's look like make an emergency exits.
Oh, doesn't look like exits.
Yeah, it's like emergency exits.
Emergency exits, exactly. So what they term is there should be enough emergency exits, not just one exit for all the people to know run outside. So there should be enough exits, no, depending on the number of employees inside that unit. Okay. And then mechanical power transmission. So that has to be made sure everything is functioning, no, in a right way. Respiratory protection, like those masks and while handling, dangerous products or while dealing with the dangerous stock or dangerous items. So all those respiratory protection using hand gloves and no using that the protective no layered dress or whatever, and the what do you say, no, those jackets and everything, the safe jackets, no, everything, no, it should be no readily available in the warehouse. And whichever employee is no working with any hazardous material or no working in the area where hazardous products are kept should be no using these protective units and should be handling with those things. Then lockout, tag out of defective equipment. Any equipment, no, which is no defective or it is damaged, whether it be the pallets or it be the no pallet jacks or forklifts or even the racks. Okay, the racks in the warehouse zones or no any lights or fixtures, anything, even the furnitures, anything should be immediately removed outside the unit, because it will cause severe damage to the warehouse, not only to the building, but also to the people working in that environment. Then portable fire extinguishers. So fire extinguishers should be available, and not only that, people should know how to operate it. Because we see fire extinguishers, like everywhere we go, in cinema theaters, in parks, in public places, but most of us know, like, we don't know how to operate it. Okay, so especially for employees, like in production units or in the warehouse units, so there should be like given a training of how to use these fire extinguishers in case a fire breakout has happened. So these should be, like strictly followed by the warehouse managers, or by the, logistic managers in warehouse or production units. So each and every employee should be knowing how to safely work in this environment. So the employee should be properly trained on know all these, like matters. How to know, like use forklifts, like how to know, like use the exits, where are the exits, and what to be done, immediately if there is a fire breakdown or any accident happen, what is the, like first and foremost thing to do, and respiratory protection, how to use it, how to use a fire extinguisher, and everything. Okay, so these are the guidelines provided by OSHA, and most of the warehouses, when they are like recruiting the workers, in their warehouses or the production unit, they give a prior training, is given to them before they start off their work. Is that clear?
Yes.
Oh, it's right there.
So we are now like almost like at the end of the session. So here I have given the few lean principles on like you can just go through this. There is much nothing to like discuss about it. So all you have to remember is why lean principles: to eliminate waste. Not only the physical waste, the packaging waste, or the the transportation waste or the storage waste. Not only that, okay, even the time which is being wasted, the skill set of the employee which is being wasted, the energy which is being wasted, everything can be completely eliminated if industry or the company strictly follows those lean principles and lean technologies. Okay, so all you have to remember is that one, and go through this week. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. So any doubts before we wind up?
No, ma'am, it was clear.
Good. Okay. So we'll be sharing the PPT. You'll be getting it within today. Okay. So great week.